You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas Podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
We're so excited to introduce a new segment of our show called HOPEisodes. The purpose of these episodes is to provide hope to those who are in the thick of their journey to mamahood. Each HOPEisode will share a different women's journey to geriatric mamahood, whether it be through fertility treatments, surrogacy, adoption. Regardless of the method, all of these women have endured heartache, disappointment, anxiety, and stress before finally being blessed with their rainbow babies.
I didn't want to hear about the woman who effortlessly conceived with no issues. I wanted to hear about the woman who experienced loss, whose odds were against her for having a child of her own, who was told she needed donor eggs, who spent thousands of dollars on fertility treatments only to have them end in heartache. Despite their chances being extremely low, they're finally blessed with their miracle baby. It gave me hope to keep trying. It made me feel like I wasn't alone and what I was experiencing was normal and it wasn't necessarily the end of my story. It made me feel encouraged and was honestly what kept me going.
I completely agree. What kept me going while we're waiting for a fertility clinic to open during COVID was hearing other women's struggles and eventually successes, both naturally and through fertility treatments. I needed to hear all the things they did to prepare their bodies for healthy pregnancy. Things like what supplements were they taking? What foods were they eating? Did they go to acupuncture? Did they participate in IVF good luck rituals like stopping to have McDonald's French fries on their way home from having their M baby transplant? It's totally a thing.
On today's HOPEisode, we'll be hearing Natalie's story. We hope you enjoy the episode.
Oh my
gosh. You
Hi.
look so adorable. I was just telling Sonia how I haven't seen you.
It's been
I haven't
forever.
talked to you in literally over a decade.
I know.
Which
it's
is
been so long.
crazy. Like I didn't even know. I didn't even know that you moved to Michigan. I was like, you're like 2 hours behind us. You're like, no, I'm actually an hour ahead of you.
Yeah. We moved to Michigan in 17.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Are you still doing hair?
Yeah, I do. I work in my basement. I set up a salon in the basement.
Awesome.
And I also work at a nursing home on Tuesdays.
Oh, do you do their hair?
I love that.
Yeah,
Do you
they
do
have a
that?
little
Oh my
salon there.
gosh. I love that.
It's
My
so
grandmother
adorable.
used to do that and she would
Oh
bring
my
me with her
God.
and I would like do their nails and stuff. That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Oh, I love that. That's probably like literally the highlight of their day.
It is, and it's so much fun. Everyone there has dementia, so it's a new conversation every week. So it's so cute.
That's awesome.
There are like times where I like miss doing hair. I'm just like maybe, but then I realize that I'm like old and fat now and I just won't be as cute.
But work in a nursing home.
I feel really
They
good
won't
about
remember
myself.
who you are every week.
You'll be
You're
the
fine.
cutest thing there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or you know what? Before I got the job at the nursing home, I had called all the local funeral homes to
You were
try
literally going to do
Be
that?
a mortician?
not a mortician, just
No.
to do their hair.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't
Oh,
have to do
okay.
any
Oh, that's cool.
schooling or anything like that. But
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then after all the nursing funeral homes were like, oh, we already have one person, which is all you need
yeah,
Right.
that's true.
for all the bodies. I was
Right.
like, all right, well, I'll go to the next step and I'll just get
you're
them.
like, I'll get them right before. Oh, sorry.
I'll
that's
get them on the way out.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. We're going to get
So
canceled. We're getting
I
canceled.
I haven't had any requests for that yet, but
Yeah.
we're hoping.
Yeah. You'd be so good at that though.
Mhm.
I feel like if there's anybody, you would definitely find a way to add your little Natalie spice to it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I've been, you kept all of us in the loop on your fixer-upper house.
You've been following that?
I have. I've been seeing your, I mean, I don't know when you finished it, but.
Oh, it's still not finished. We basically took a pause because, the money stopped for a little bit. So
Yeah.
we're taking a pause, and then when the money starts back up again, we'll resume. But we have pretty much the whole downstairs finished. There's like little things, but it's like not a big deal. But the upstairs, like our the primary bathroom is completely gutted.
Uh-huh.
And we started that. We're like, yeah, get ready for it. And then, and then it's just been crickets. We're like, still just wait for it. It's coming.
It's coming. Yep.
You should do an update like that. You really should.
Yeah, like every other month. Like it's still, we're still waiting.
All the same.
It's loading.
So, but yeah, we, our plan, it's like, you know, we obviously built it to be how we want it and we enjoy it. But at the end of the day, like it's never, the things that we want to do to it doesn't really make sense for the neighborhood, and it's never going to be our dream home. So I think we want to use it as like a financial tool. So there's already the neighborhood that we're in. It's people who have lived in these homes for like 20 plus years. And so it's all that like a lot of tan, a lot of orange wood, just like that, you know, popcorn ceilings, that like 90s vibe.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are suddenly like going, like younger families are coming in and like buying the homes and flipping them. So there's like investors starting to come in. There's a whole new development that just went up next to us. So when we bought the house, we bought it in like the low 3s.
Okay.
And the house 2 lots down from us doesn't even have any upgrades, and it just sold in the 6s. So we're like, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, I think we're going to ride that train. I think ideally we'll probably be here for another year or 2 and then sell and then just pay off everything. Cause we have a lot of like IVF debt and fertility debt and all for nothing. Cause it didn't even like work. So we joke that like Hayden has a tab that he needs to pay off. But yeah, so we have just like a lot of debt that we just want to get rid of. And so I think we're going to use this as a tool and start over. So,
That's
and
good.
then it was like, I told my husband the other day, I was like, I think I want to like repaint all the kitchen cabinets green. He's like, no, we're done. We're just, he's like, you can fuck right off. That's not happening.
Yeah.
Shut that down.
Do it on the next one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're going to start over.
That's so funny. Oh man.
So-
Debt.
It's
Grown up
awful.
stuff.
I know. This is the shit they don't tell you about.
Right.
Who was I just talking to about the school system? Like, here, how do you apply for a loan? Or what does it mean? All these APRs and interest rates, and how do I write a check or balance my checkbook? Or how do I keep an eye on all that stuff instead of the Pythagorean theorem?
Yeah. It's,
You know?
Yeah.
It's awful. And what's crazy to me too is it's literally children that are filling out these student loan forms and they don't know what they're signing up for. They don't realize that they're signing up for the rest of their lives to pay this shit off.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's a scam. It's a scam, I tell ya.
So much of it is health insurance, car insurance. Oh my gosh. It's all a scam.
It is. And then they don't want to pay for anything when it comes down to like getting things taken care of. My mother-in-law is dealing with insurance issue or home warranty issues with their AC right now. And she's just been going back and forth with them. And even though they had their people go out and fix it and they're the ones that screwed it up, they're trying to deny the claim. And it's like, you guys did this. What are you talking about? So yeah.
Oh, geez. Who was I was asking my dad. You know, I'm in my 40s and I still go to my dad for, to help him.
Always.
Help me with things. I was like, Dad, I need to get something redone. Like, we had to get our upstairs bathroom redone. I'm like, how do I pay? How does one pay for that?
Right.
Like, do you just put it on your credit card?
Right.
Do I have to return a bunch of cans to get money for that? Like, how do you pay for that? He's like, well, you put it on your, take a loan out of your house. I'm like, I don't even, let's start doing that.
Right.
Forget that.
You're like,
Never mind, I'll live with
sounds
it.
complicated.
Man.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
everybody, on that note, welcome to our very first HOPEisode.
On today's episode, we are joined with Natalie. We're going to hear Natalie's story. So Natalie is a friend of mine. We go way back when I was living in Burbank. So we were just trying to figure it out. It's been like over a decade since we've last chatted. So
It's been a long time.
Really excited to reconnect, and a lot has happened clearly during that time. And so, yeah, Natalie, without further ado, we just want you to take the floor and share your, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Oh boy.
We want to hear all of it. There's one detail in particular that you dropped a little nugget that I was like, what?
Yeah. And I'll get to that one. I mean, I have like notes, like a nice little outline here of arrows pointing
of
where to start.
I love
where does it go? So I guess to start, let's see, she was born in 2018. And so I'm just 38, just turned 38. And getting pregnant was harder than I thought it would be. And it seemed like, you try for so many years to not get that way.
Right.
And then you're an adult now and you're like, I want to be pregnant. So we did all natural, all first. And we had a first pregnancy that ended up in a loss at 10 weeks. That was, as everyone will say, there's no reason, no rhyme or reason to it. No, nothing. You did nothing wrong, which, you go home after your however many cycles they tell you to sit out. I don't know if any doctors told you to sit out 4 cycles, and you're like, I'm too old to sit out any cycles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to keep going.
Won't be doing that.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe one. I'll sit out one, and then I'm going to pick it back up.
Yeah.
So after the loss, it was, I don't know, 6 to 8 months after that we got pregnant with our daughter. And the months leading up to the viability, my husband was like, I don't want to think of names. I don't want to think of anything until I know that it's for real. It was devastating. But as guys go, they're just...
Yeah.
Don't
but
really
there's
ever
also
say
that
anything.
like PTSD we were talking about in another episode that, happens after a miscarriage.
Right.
You can't help it because you're just like, you're protecting your heart. You don't want to,
Oh, for sure. For sure. It was right before Thanksgiving that we had the loss, and I had to it was a quiet morning getting dressed to head over to my parents' house for Thanksgiving, and tears. I could barely hold them back, and I probably was yelling at my husband for something, and he's like, listen, I'm sad too. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Had you told anybody at this point? Like, did they know that you were pregnant? Okay.
Our family. I told my parents and my sisters and my nieces. And I don't think I had told anybody else. I had like a weird feeling of embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of embarrassed about it. But, and then the second pregnancy did great. We had preeclampsia, which is a fancy way of saying you have really high blood pressure and weird proteins building up in your urine. So I never really did a lot of Googling on preeclampsia. I was just kind of like, well, I have this thing.
That's probably a good thing.
And they have to hospitalize me, and everyone around me was like, we have to pray for her. We have to pray that everything's going to be fine. And it just seemed like a lot of panic around it, but I didn't feel all that panic. I don't know if you guys ever had the magnesium bag. No. My sister just had it. She just had a baby 10 days ago, and she had a magnesium bag, which is where they put a magnesium drip and they run it. Mine was 10 minutes long. And it was the most uncomfortable thing. You just you burn, your bones get hot and you feel like you're burning.
Oh my!
And I'm like, oh my gosh, when is this gonna end? And my sister was like, oh, mine was on for 4 hours. I didn't feel anything.
Oh my goodness.
So what the magnesium bag is supposed to do is, for high risk pregnancies, develop the brain and the lungs and the eyes quicker. In the event that it's an extremely premature birth.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I've never heard that. That's so crazy. That's in a good way. That's cool. But
it is really cool. So you have to pee in what they call a hat. You just put...
In a hat.
on the toilet and you pee in the hat and then you pour it in a gallon-sized jug.